They provide more than shade and greenery to a landscape. Trees are incredibly important for helping an entire ecosystem to survive. Let's welcome Devon Andrews, Director of Partnerships and Engagement at Charleston Parks Conservancy, with more on a program relaunch. It's good to have you.
Great to be
back.
Here. Yes.
But this is really an interesting program that kind of got its footing many years ago.
Right, absolutely.
So tell us more about this.
Yes, this is sort of the relaunch of a program that was very successful in the 90s that a group called Charleston Trees got going under an initiative of Mayor Riley's to plant more trees in the city of Charleston. Yeah. And it became a subcommittee of the Charleston Parks Conservancy in 2015. So now we have put our thinking caps on. We've really come up with some cool ways to relaunch the program and to encourage people to plant trees in their yards to help increase our urban tree canopy.
That's interesting. In those days, I remember 1991, and that was kind of the time where people were planting a lot of trees. Plant a tree here. There were organizations set up globally to do this. So why do you think that there's now a resurgence of interest?
Absolutely. Well, we know that trees can be a really powerful tool in combating some of the challenges we have in our city, in terms of managing flooding and stormwater and runoff. Trees provide solutions for that, and they also provide, a proven benefit for our health and wellness, just being around trees, being in nature, and of course can help cool our neighborhoods and reduce energy costs. And we know that we're having a beautiful spring right now, but it's going to be very hot very soon. Yes,
it's true. And you seek shade and shelter under a tree, and it can drop temperatures by at least 10 degrees sometimes.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned about the flooding. So of course we're seeing just the world changing as well, and we also live in a state where there's a lot of there's a paper industry, there's logging, there's all kinds of things. So while we see a lot of trees around us, we also see a lot of them being taken down. Right. So it's incumbent upon us to replenish the supply, as it were.
Absolutely, yes. We know that Charleston is growing rapidly, and that as we're developing, growth is inevitable, but we need to make sure we're growing smart and developing in a way that brings in the existing trees and plants new ones, so that people can have these these neighborhoods with trees in them. And
particularly in these, like you say, developing areas, so the downtown area, the peninsula, neighborhoods in Mount Pleasant and West Ashley, all over. That's the other thing. When I see these subdivisions going up, it breaks my heart every single time, all the trees that are wiped out as a result. Right. And then you see a lot of rooftops, but you don't see a single tree.
Right.
So then it's got to start over again. And how long does it take for one seed to grow into a full-grown tree?
It can take decades for a tree to become fully mature. But we, developers more and more, I think, are realizing that people want to buy homes in these sort of park-like, lush neighborhoods. So it's in their best interest, in addition to the city's best interest, to incorporate those trees and to build around the trees rather than just clear everything out.
Is the Conservancy working with developers at all? Is there any kind of mission that's going to help urge them to try to retain some of the trees rather than wiping them out completely?
We've gotten to be a part of some exciting conversations happening right now with the city's water plan, and sort of bringing in all these multi-sector voices to help come up with solutions. So that's something that we're excited to help grow and explore.
That's good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's terrific. Well, you've got a contest coming up as well. So tell us more about this.
That's right. Yeah. So as part of the relaunch, we had some really fun different programs and ways for people to get excited about trees. One going on right now is our tree photo and haiku contest, where from now through May 21st, people submit a photo of a tree and a haiku, which we explain exactly what a haiku is if you're not familiar, but it's very short, very nature inspired, and we'll be giving some cool prizes away to the top winners and spotlighting them on social media so that people can see these beautiful images.
I love that. Now, haikus are Japanese, aren't they?
That's right.
Yes, they're Japanese poems, and we were talking about forest bathing, which is also very Japanese in culture, where you just go into these forests and you just let the beauty and the trees wash over you.
Absolutely.
So here we're bringing Japan to Charleston. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So great to have you with us,
Great
Devon.
to be here. Thank you.
We're back in 2 minutes.